Reese, there's a lot of rumors in the MotoAmerica, which we'll jump into. So, how much of this stuff is valid? What we hear on the social media streets?
You see the mouth is shut. Some you can believe, some you can't believe. We'll say that. But sometimes the writers will just slip out and say some stuff, and you be like, "Shut up," and just wait till it's on paper, But it normally comes from somewhere in that writer.
Gotcha. Normally, no doubt. I think it'll be cool. I think if Rossi was to go with Aprilia, the bike is doing fairly well. It's the closest bike that can fight Ducati. It's an Italian brand. I don't know if Aprilia has enough money where Ducati has that money to develop a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, and stuff like that. Where Aprilia is still a niche brand, and who knows what 27 looks like, right? So because if whoever comes out the gate on the wrong foot, you already know it's going to take them maybe a few seasons to catch up.
Do you have the money like Lambo has?
Well, one of the things that you're missing about the Ducati conversation is, how keen and how happy is Rossi knowing that Marquez is winning on a Ducati? How keen and how happy is he that the two Spaniards at Gresini are doing better than his two Italians on Ducatis? And there's only one Italian left on the factory team, which is Pecco, and he might not be there going into 27. So this is another aspect that you're not kind of thinking about is, you're talking about now, not just Rossi, but Italians versus the Spaniards, both on Italian bikes, and right. One Italian feeling like the Spaniards are getting better shit than he's getting. Right. And, it's petty like that, man. Even here in the U.S.
And we don't know what Pecca's going back and telling Rossi. We don't know what Pecca's telling Rossi neither. That's one of your VR46 boys.
Yep.
Listen, it's like that scene in Snatch, Boris, you're my brother. What do you want me to do? Come shoot him for you? Some things they have to do on their own. You're absolutely right. And it must be tough for Rossi. And I suspect, Rossi does a better job at it than Jordan, because as we know, Jordan can't coach because he'll just lace up and go out there. So, right. I think, for Rossi, he must, there's a side of him that wants to say, hey, it can be done. It can be done. You guys are not getting there. So I guess that has to be difficult for him. But I still, Aprilia makes the most sense if Ducati can't if seems to be meddling with the the Italian nationality.
Unless Yamaha pulls something amazing out of their ass in 2026, Aprilia would make the most sense going into 27. Because Yamaha would make the most sense for Rossi only because of his history with the brand.
Yeah.
And it kind of
But he's still an ambassador too.
Yeah, so it'd be kind of like a homecoming to have VR46 back on Yamaha. It'll be a win for Yamaha and for Rossi if he went back and used Yamaha bikes with his team. That would be a
lowercase W though.
Yeah, dude. But if as a marketing person, I'd be in the back just creaming the entire wall if I could get my ambassador. Just painting the wall, man, because I got Rossi back.
You're absolutely right. They would sell a lot of bikes. I mean, no doubt that
sure.
No one is selling more bikes than Rossi at the moment. I think they're trying to use Marquez to get there, but we shall see. Anything else about MotoGP before we move over to this side of the country, this side of the world?
Nah, that's good. That's good. That's good for them.
All right, let's talk about it. So
they got enough money.
Yeah. You're giving them too much free publicity.
Exactly. You're gonna have to stop putting them on notice. So let's talk MotoAmerica. Some seats moving around. What I know about, and hopefully we'll see what we can get out of Reese and Lewis on who's coming. But it looks like Cam Bobier is on the red bike for next season. New testing. Testing has to be done, but it's a new platform. So We'll start with Reese on this one. Last year you guys kind of had an idea who your challenger was going to be coming into 2025. Do you guys look at any of that stuff? Is it like, you hear football players and basketball players got certain dates on the calendar circled and stuff because they're going to see certain people? Is it certain brands you start to, put stickers on their car because you don't like them anymore for next year?
Nothing like that, but you always got to know who the challenger that's going to come into play. From what I hear, I think there's like 4 Ducatis that's going to be on the grid now this year. So that's something big. You got Cam. He's always going to be a contender, especially if he wraps his head around that bike. So that's always going to be a contender there. You also have Matthew coming in, to the Superbike. He's going to be a contender. You got PJ, you have Bobby still out there, and Bobby's coming strong. And, so I think it's going to be a good year. We know who's coming, who's so far. You still got the BMWs with Sean Dillon Kelly. So, it's going to be a good year. I would say this year, the Superbike, this is going to be the year of the Superbikes versus like the smaller ones.
Right. And, how much does, these riders moving around on different bikes make a difference? Cam won last year on the BMW. I don't want to say it's the same situation. Well, I guess it is the same situation as Jorge Martin. You win on one bike, but you got to put that number plate on a different manufacturer altogether. There's still a learning curve. So how much do you guys pay attention to that part of it? Like, okay, they're on a different bike, so they got to play catch up. Where Bobby's been on the same bike now for a little bit, as far as being on a Yamaha, obviously he's just 1 year on the factory.
We pay attention to it a little bit, but we're trying to pay attention to our own thing, and get ourselves situated. That's where it's at. And me personally, coming from the athletic background and the competition that I am, like, I'm very competitive. I've always said, that my beliefs is that Bobby's going to be the most dangerous one out there on the track. He's going to be the most dangerous one. He was there to taste almost the champagne, but didn't taste it. And he's going to be the most hungriest one. Cam's still going to be hungry. He's on a new bike to prove himself. You got the new guys that want to prove themselves, but still got that, as you want to call it, the learning curve. But, Bobby's on a bike that he knows. He's been on the bike. He knows what the pressure's not on him. And if you read the article that he did put out, he did say there was some pressure on him. But, I think that's kind of kicked, and he's coming back for a little bit of glory.
Oh.
But what we need to do is actually step our game up to be ready and to take the win.
Okay. Listen, I'm looking forward to it. TJ, man, your guy there at the moment doesn't have a ride. How you feeling about that? And, what are your thoughts on what the grid is going to look like next year? Because, it looked like it's, last year it was stacked. But this year it's even going to be more stacked because, you do have, I would say, 9 to 10 riders. Reese can correct me if I'm wrong, that could fight for it, or even Lewis, that could fight for a championship next year. So is it odd that Herron doesn't have a ride for next year? And, this guy was fighting for the championship. Is it like Oliveira's kind of situation? What are your thoughts, man?
It's kind of funny that getting into motorcycles, a guy that I liked now is like the most hated out there. It's kind of strange not seeing him have a ride yet. I'm sure it's like an interference to his, trying to get ready for the next season if he can get that ride going. But yeah, it's a little strange. I feel like he kind of went through this the year before, such when he had to get all these sponsors and stuff like that. But it's a little strange, and just sitting back and patiently waiting just to see some news or some rumors. But I feel like it will all work out in the end.
Okay.
But we'll see. It'll be kind of interesting to, not have him in the series after, how competitive he is. But I know the insiders is like, you burning bridges different places, just like some MotoGP riders. You might just push your way out. So we'll see. It's kind of interesting.
No, man. Listen, the motorcycle politics is for real. I think it's okay to. I'm not even gonna say it. But
might as well go ahead and say it. You might as well say it.
You can get away with kissing someone's woman, but you can't be messing with the bike or messing with the ride at all. People remember that, and it's like if you screw one team over, it seems like the whole paddock is against you. As we look at some of these MotoGP riders that can't get rides, or Moto2 riders that can't get rides in MotoGP for politics. Lewis, what are your thoughts, man, on? Well, TJ, you didn't answer. How do you think the season's going to look next year with these guys coming in and coming back up?
Yeah, just how Reese said, I think Bobby Fong is just going to be in the front runner. He's just gonna. I feel like he has something to prove, and I mean, it was just right there. It was, the championship was right there, so he has something to prove. I feel like he's going to be a front runner. Right. And, it's going to be interesting seeing Bobier on Ducati. I feel like he'll adapt very fast. I mean, just seeing what he did on that BMW. So it's going to be an interesting season. I'm looking forward to it. It's a couple riders on different seats. So, but I think Bobby Fong is going to be to look forward to watching. I think hopefully he can finally take it home this year.
No doubt. Bobby Fong is Kobe Bryant in 2008 season. So 2009.
He had the fro. He had the fro.
So 2009, it was Kobe's year after losing to the Celtics in 08. So next year might be his for sure. What are your thoughts, Lewis? I know you have a lot to say based on what I said, but what rumors can you say or say they're not rumors? And also, what are your thoughts for next year?
Can't say anything, man. Can't say anything, man. I can say that. For Superbike, it's going to be an interesting year because, like Reese said, there's a lot of talent in Superbike and there's a lot of talent on good bikes. I think if you go through the paddock and you ask anybody in the paddock who's the odds-on favorite every single year, it's always going to be Cam Bobier. He's always going to be at the top of the pile, no matter what he's riding, whether it's a BMW, a Suzuki, a Yamaha, a Ducati. He's always going to be that guy that everybody looks at as like the benchmark for the best racer out there. But then after him, I mean, you've got a lot of guys that are hungry. Bobby's obviously hungry. He learned a lot from last season. He showed that he has the pace to race at almost every circuit and be competitive. Whoever his teammate's going to be is at least going to be on a competent bike. And if he's a halfway decent rider, he'll be in the top 10. After that, you got Schultz, and this is a guy that has already been on a Yamaha R1, and he's going back to a Yamaha R1 after his exile to Supersport. And so he's going to come back with a giant chip on his shoulder and something to prove. And if everybody knows anything about him, the dude races super hard. Some people would say it's on a borderline of dirty, but is there really anything dirty about, taking a spot from somebody?
Right.
If you could fit a credit card, you could fit a bike.
Yeah. I need a court typist to read back the transcript. I mean, you throw dirt smooth, Lewis. You're real smooth
baby.
with it.
Slide it. I slide it
it's sprinkled baby. Right in there, but
like cinnamon, just a little bit, not too much.
Too much. You can make butter on the bread taste real good with a little bit of cinnamon.
And then you got the Honda guys. Honda is going to have a full Superbike team. You got the Orange Cat guys are going to have a full Superbike team. The BMW factory team. I mean, there's a lot of really, really good stuff. I mean, I hate to see Stock 1000 going away, but at the same time, I kind of like to see Stock 1000 going away because it felt like a poor man's Superbike. And the Superbike grid, on some races was looking really anemic this past year.
Yeah.
So let's combine these. Let's figure out a way to give the stock 1,000 bikes a little bit of concessions to make them a little more competitive against the super bikes, but keep the cost down for them. And let's see what the show looks like this year. My biggest thing is I don't want to see the same 3 dudes every single weekend racing for the top 3 spots.
Right. Come on, man. That's fun. Sean Dylan Kelly, though, I got to say he's probably the next closest guy to Bobby, wouldn't you think? Because coming back from MotoGP, Paddock in Moto2, he's not necessarily had the best luck coming back in the MotoAmerica. He has to be brewing too, right?
No, I think he's one of those top talents that we have in MotoAmerica this year. Unfortunately, this past year he was on Suzuki, and we just know that Suzuki is just not as competitive as we would like it to be as Suzuki fans. The rest, I don't know who else is a Suzuki fan here. I think it's just me and TJ. That's it. That's 50%. Hey, 50% of the viewing audience wants Suzuki to do better. That's a big number.
I'm a fan of Suzuki as well. I've always wanted one. I just haven't had the luck to be able to get the title in my hand. Something always go awry.
He just wanted to be part of the Squid Game. That's the Squid Rider.
I hear they're good for beginners. That's all.
They're great. Yeah, the SV650 is the best clapped out piece of shit you can put on a track.
Yeah, right. Sure is.
But if Suzuki could kind of get their stuff together, I mean, we've got Ducati that's competitive, we got Yamaha that's competitive, we got BMW out there that's competitive. We can get Honda. Looks like it's going to be more competitive this year. I mean, we've got a great mix of manufacturers. Suzuki needs to, make that next step that hopefully they make in the next 18 months. But as far as riders, all the riders on all the teams are strong, and Cameron Beaubier, and then right behind him would be like on par would be Bobby, Sean Dillon, and Matthew.
Right. Okay.
And then below that would be your PJs, and I don't know who else is down there. Gillum, only because like the Honda might not be that great. Your JDs, and then from there kind of trickles down. But the top guy is Cam Beaubier, and then after that is going to be your Bobby, your Sean, and your Schultz.
Okay. Hey, you didn't say Heron. I mean, I know you got a ride.
Well, he's right, man. He's gonna be the top rider watching from the stands. You don't have a ride. I had this conversation with somebody a few weeks ago because they were talking about how riders are changing. A lot of riders are changing from gear this year. A lot of guys from Revit are going here. A lot of guys from Alpine Star going there. A lot of guys from Dainese are going there. And I explained to him, I said, look, sometimes you don't have an option but to change because the team you're going to tells you you have to wear this product. And as much as you might like the product you're in, I've watched a lot of races. I've never seen somebody run across the straightaway and finish in first without a bike on good-looking gear. But I've seen a lot of guys on really good bikes wearing shitty gear win races. So sometimes you got to take the shitty gear and get the good bike to go win.
Hey, listen, I can quote Snatch reference all show now.
Do another one, man. I'm all for it.
The turtle and the dog, the rabbit and the dog, But